Welcome to my podcast. I am Dustin Parvin. So, on today's podcast, I want to talk to you guys a little bit about, are you really trained with a gun? So, we know what's been going on in the country right now with all the different events unfolding. And this is not about a blame game. I'm not out here to blame any person. I'm not here to justify anyone's decisions. I'm not trying to say what people are doing is justifiable. All I'm simply saying is, are you trained with the gun? Look, I have 20 years of service in the military. I have deployed to Iraq. I've deployed to Afghanistan. I have multiple deployments to those countries, and I have been on the receiving end of gunfire. So I know what it's like when your endorphins are all the way up here and you're in that fight or flight stage, and you and the adrenaline's going. It's stressful. It really is. So the question that I think we all need to ask right now is, are you really trained? Are you really trained with the gun? Look, it's in the military, we had escalation of force. We had show, shout, shove, shoot, shoot. You wanted to show your force, show that you mean business, shout commands, hey, stop what you're doing, back up, get down, put your hands up, turn around. And then you wanted to show, when you shove, you wanted to point your weapon. You want to say, hey, I'm in charge right now. I have a weapon. Things are getting a little hostile. You need to back up. And then there was a warning shot that you would fire if the situation permitted it. And then you would shoot to eliminate the threat. Now, when I ask about, are you trained with the gun, I'm simply asking, what is your training like? Are you actually trained to deal with these situations? Because when you're put into a stressful situation, you always revert back to your training. We've always reverted back to our training. Anytime that I was ever put in a situation where I had to fire my weapon, I always reverted back to my training. I thought about the training that I had, and then I executed in accordance with the training that I had. So the question still remains, are you really trained? Are you really trained with the gun? What training are you going through that helped you deal with these stressful situations? Now, I get it. You're in charge, you got a gun, you got a badge. Cool. Maybe we shouldn't argue with people who are having who has guns and a badge, and clearly probably not the best mentally stable type of people. I don't know what their process is in hiring these people, or who they are, or where they come from. But if your first response is to kill somebody, I don't think you're fit for duty. Period. You're here to serve and to protect. You're not here to kill and then make up some reason why you felt threatened. The fact that we are being threatened in our own country is disturbing. That is very disturbing. I don't care what the situation is. We should not feel threatened in our own country. You are standing there in body armor, you have a badge, you have a gun. That alone gives you authority, period. Now, sometimes people are emotional and they want answers. They want to know what's going on. Why are you in my backyard doing all this different stuff? Yeah, you're going to deal with conflict. But at the end of the day, the person in front of you, what type of threat are they? Are they just emotional and want answers? Where are they standing there with an AK-47 looking at you, looking at them? There's a difference between that. Yeah, people are going to raise their voice. People are going to move their hands around. People are probably going to push you. Okay, you were pushed. You still have a gun. You still have a badge. arrest them. Get all your crew together, take that person down, arrest them, put them in the car, go process them, and let the system deal with it. I don't think that just because you were pushed by a person who doesn't have a gun gives you the right to kill them. I don't. And we could talk about the car situation, right? From my perspective, once again, I'm not blaming anybody. I'm not on ground. I'm just giving you my perspective on how I would handle the situation. Probably would just have moved 2 steps to the right. I don't know. I got it. Maybe the thought was this person was going to try to run over some agents down the road or try to kill somebody or the maybe some words were exchanged. I got it, and that's why I'm not blaming anybody, and that's why I'm not trying to take up for the situation at all. I'm just simply saying, what is your training? What are you trained to do in those situations? Because if there's no training involved, we need to address that. That is a question that we all need to ask. Are you really trained? I don't think federal agents are trained to deal with crowd control. I don't. I don't think it's part of their training. I don't think it's part of something that they deal with. That's a local and state at most. Local police need to get involved and they need to stay involved. This is your county. This is your city that these federal agents are in. You need to be involved. You need to control the people. The people are going to get out of control. History tells us this. Not everybody is going to sit back and just let law enforcement, federal agents do whatever they want. It's not going to happen. This is America. We have the Second Amendment for a reason. This is this is not how we do business in America. They're not going to let you just do whatever you want. Now I get it. In this perfect world, you come in, you make some arrest, everybody's happy, yay, go officers, go federal. That's not that way. That's not reality. So local law enforcement need to get involved and they need to stay involved and they need to control the people because they have crowd control training. I don't think federal agents are trained to deal with crowd control. So the question remains, are you really trained? This is Dustin Parvin. Thank you for listening to this podcast. Stay safe out there. And remember, the best way to exercise your First Amendment, your freedom of speech, is by voting and peaceful protesting. This is Dustin Parvin. Thank you.